Guff is what makes it good. Hey, everybody, it's Ace Attorney time. Hold on, I have to fix this because Josh is both not Boko and doesn't have those pronouns. There we go.
That's like double wrong.
It's wrong on a lot of levels.
I'm a proud cis man.
I feel like I've got the game turned down real low.
I also
Up a
need to
little
open
bit.
chat.
There we go. All right. So last we left off, we sent the bailiff to go get the tea that was still frozen inside the soap blocks to test it for poison.
I thought you meant like he was gonna go get the information.
I mean, in a way.
Is he gonna spill the tea?
God, I hope not. We need
Sis? I can subscribe to earn Apple TV Plus awards.
that. What? Weird.
It's at the top.
Huh.
Get rewards by purchasing or gifting subscription. Don't show again.
Don't
Not
tell
gonna
me
do it.
about
Oh no! I clicked view details. No. Why is the Taco Bell logo here? All right. Anyways, we figured it out.
Dong.
Dong. Funny.
Thanks.
would say we have reports, but I got worse. I don't know why.
Huh?
None, my lord.
Turned into like a revving motor full of bubbles or something.
Scotland Yard, we'll cover tea. Now I'm thinking about tea in the other context. It's funny every time. From the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct
I didn't know we were getting a trial break. Yes, my lord.
I kind of thought we were getting one, because of the
Yeah.
fact
I
that they
guess it
gotta
would
go
take
test
them
the
longer.
tea.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Well,
we managed to scrape through there somehow.
thank you, Counsel. Now
Like the moment the hammer goes off, that the buff dude is just like, I'm fucking out of here.
I'm gonna go get my $5 bob, so my
Well-
wife doesn't kill me with a skillet.
I would love to save my current. I didn't realize we would have been done in like 4 more lines, or I would have just finished last time. Well, you know how it goes.
What?
Well, 22nd February, 1:11 p.m. Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy.
I can't stop doing it, Steven. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Whew, made it back in
Well,
one piece.
well.
Just.
I'm being possessed by the ghost of Ronald Reagan.
Oh no.
He's come for my bones.
To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while.
Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There are so many carriages on the street of London that you were very nearly flattened several times.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
Yes, I know.
I
I'm
was
allowed to make jokes.
I was making
I'm allowed
a
to make
joke.
jokes, Ryunosuke. Women can be funny, Ryunosuke. It was a marvelous defense, Naruto-san. It really was. I was in awe of you.
Oh, thank you.
Ryunosuke over here like, whoa, you're a comedian now, huh? Cracking wise. Now that your fervent exploits have won us some precious investigation time, let's see if we can't find some new clues for court tomorrow.
Yes, let's do that. I'm
Is
not
everything
100%
all right?
sure how we're... I suppose I still can't quite believe it, that's all. That I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less. The truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma.
It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him.
Yes, I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him.
And you're doing wonderfully, Naruto-san. I have no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us.
Thank you, Susato-san. Thank you. Alright, today's trial. It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand.
I know.
Not only that, but then finding out that he is actually a barefaced gas thief as well.
Little mean, but...
Well, I mean...
Wait, no, I hate this guy.
Accurate.
Yeah, wait, hold on a second. I forgot I hate this guy for a second. Yes, it was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Soseki-san poisoning the tea.
Careful of your phrasing, Susato-san. He didn't poison anything. And there's more to this Mr. Shamspear than we yet know, I'm sure of it. Is this going to turn into also a murder case somehow?
Probably.
It always does.
They tend to
doesn't
do
it?
that. They love doing that. They love doing that shit.
Like the one time Phoenix Wright took a case that wasn't a murder case, it turns out it was a murder case.
It turns out the whole time it actually was a murder. We just had to find it. We just had to wait.
Yeah, we've got him proven innocent of theft, and then the prosecutor's like, "Cool, that means he did this murder then." And we're like, "Wait, hold on."
Hold on. Just a moment, sir. It's not what any of this means. Mr. Shamspear certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at first.
What's become of him,
I
actually?
I don't know why they thought he was that at all,
Given where he was living.
I guess just because he can affect a pompous tone.
He can look like a douchebag.
I was told he'd be returned to the hospital ward where he was receiving treatment.
Ah, good. We can go there and beat him with hammers. Oh, which one is that? Is it the only hospital we've been to so far?
Let me see. Ah, yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's. Or Bart's, as the Londoners call it.
He's with Bart now.
Simpson, I believe.
We know that place, don't we?
Yes. We visited Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which she was taken.
Ah, yes, after Soseki-san stabbed her in the back.
Do be careful of your phrasing, Naruto-san. He didn't stab anyone.
Perhaps we both owe Soseki-san an apology. St. Bartholomew's, yes, we should probably visit the hospital later. What's next? So, we know that Soseki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question, but as he isn't the culprit, then obviously...
Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea.
But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamspear's body?
I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Mr. Shamspear's room that will help solve the mystery.
Maybe it's that part of that envelope that we got. He opened it, it was full of anthrax or something.
Just got hit by the fucking mail bomb, dude.
Ah!
Kaboom!
Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been over that place already, but it couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think.
Definitely. And I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap.
Well, if we run into Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that. Kazuma's wishes. Kazuma Asugi, the best friend I ever had, and a lawyer with such promise. He really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. Gonna play his theme song? Yeah, they are. I can still picture him now, looking so fierce and determined and hot in court. And then after the trial...
And what?
And what?
What was that, Ryunosuke?
And then after the trial, that crazy idea he came up with. As a stowaway?
Yes! You can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know.
And it worked.
You'll
weirdly.
be my... You'll be
Kazuma.
my mobile little twink. Get in the box.
Won't you tell me why? Why go to these,
Ryunosuke, get in the box, Ryunosuke.
why go to these lengths so that I can accompany you to Great Britain?
They really put a lot of effort aside for him to fucking die immediately.
I love that there's just always a wind blowing wherever he is.
Yes, even inside a cabin. Well, it's been on my mind ever since we got through that trial. They really ought to go into law. Be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it. Believe me, I guarantee it.
Well, I never even thought about becoming a lawyer.
Well, I can't force you, obviously. You'll have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London is the cultural capital of the world and always will be. The city at the forefront of the city at the forefront of everything. It can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes.
No, that's true.
And I suppose, though, if you were to become a lawyer, then one day...
One day what?
Oh no, never mind.
Huh?
Naruto-san?
You've just been staring blankly into the middle distance for a minute. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about Kazuma.
Oh. Is that why you're so sweaty? Yes, he's forever in my thoughts too. To change the Japanese judicial system for the better. That was his dream. That's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course.
Yes, that's right, but...
Yes?
I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. Kazuma's true intentions. Oh no, I didn't fill
Naruto-san.
my water.
F. Naruto-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions?
I mean this.
I'll strike you down here and now, Susato. Don't think I won't, Susato. I'm unhinged, Susato.
This might not even be a real sword. I've never checked.
Just over there like, calm down, bro.
Bro, it's not that serious. I just asked a question.
Bro, please.
You brought it up.
His katana?
I never expected to inherit this sword after Kazuma passed away, of course.
No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it.
When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though it gives me courage.
Yes.
Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Oh, it is a real sword. He drew it. Karuma?
That's right. It's a prized sword that has been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I just sort of blanked that there was a second line, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana, not even if I were to slip and fall and bump my head. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that.
He was
Like, why'd they give him so many... Why did they give him so... Wasn't it by, like, a cat?
No, he was... So I think the truth that we found out, right, is that he was, like, turning to the Russian lady that was hiding on the ship, was, like, confiding in him, and he was like, I need a second opinion on this. And he started to turn back towards the cabinet, but also the pull cord to call the captain was there, and the lady panicked and pushed him, and he hit his head on their bedpost. I believe that was the story.
Okay, still a bitch way to go. That
Yeah.
doesn't really change anything. He got
Yeah.
pushed over by a ballerina,
Yeah.
a woman that was like 5 pounds soaking wet.
So its name compels
Just-
its wielder to slice evil in two. Not that you would
just
need much
died?
compelling.
Just fucking.
It does
On
seem
that
strange.
subject, I'm just saying they put a lot of effort into making him seem really cool, and then we're like, also check this shit out. There's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain.
Something you have to do?
Yes. Something I have to do. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me.
Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. You know how humans talk.
If it isn't my good friend Kazuma, then. I knew you wouldn't let me down. What did he mean by something very important that I have to do?
I had hoped that the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet, I've not found a single clue.
I see.
Anyway.
Slowly puts the sword away.
Oh, hold on, is there a ladder in here? There is. Oh, but it's not clickable. Oh, wait, no, the thing in this game is about shovels. Perhaps we should put this spade away somewhere.
That's not a spade, Naruhodo-san. It's a shovel.
No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade.
No, spades are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel.
Well, it doesn't really matter, does it?
You're so right, Naruhodo-san. We mustn't quarrel over such trifles.
On reflection, then, I think I'll leave this spade where it is.
Yes, I think that's for the best. We may need a shovel when we're working in the garden.
Incredible. I had to get that one because I knew it's like, you know, the step ladder thing. That's this game's step ladder is the shovel, apparently.
Well, this game's stepladder is the shovel, man.
You know how things make sense. Are you here? Do we have to do these in a particular order? No. He seems depressed. 22nd February, local prison, cell 9.
Second 20?
Yep.
Oh, Mr. Natsume is back.
So he is. Mr. Natsume, hello.
I am a cat.
Sorry?
I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or Herlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old Baileys. I am a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat. Mr. Naruto, he's trying to escape from reality. Get him.
Trying to. He already has, completely. So, what is your name then?
As
Aw.
yet, I have no name.
That was such a sad sound effect.
I can't believe Mulliguy's missing.
Missing this
the
prime
I have a
reference to
cat.
I am a cat.
Yeah. Missing this thing that he's been talking about for 5 years.
He do be a cat, though.
Mr. Naruto, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality.
Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume?
The screen share froze briefly on his eyes staying closed. I was like, this is a very pregnant pause. What the hell? I am not a cat. It worked. He's back in the real world. What's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that. It's obvious. My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate. Mr. Natsume, no. This morning's proceedings in court proved there's hope. Yes, locum student Mr. Nardo Esquire was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent in court, in my lodgings, here, there, everywhere.
What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss.
Oh, yes. Yes, we must.
This morning's trial.
In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No. Of course, I cast my mind back. There are perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me as much. But if I just block those out, then today, being in that courtroom was... It was the most moving experience of my entire life.
Incredible. Thanks, man.
Welcome, student Mr. Nardo Esquire.
You're too kind.
Scotland Yard found the remaining tea. Just we had to deduce and are analyzing it as we speak. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's solved, sworn, Soseki, certainty.
Tell
So
me.
you don't
Go
you
on.
don't think he was dumb enough to have drank the tea after he put it through a lead box, right?
I mean, probably not, right? That would be wild if that's what happened. Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night?
Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it is hot. We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies. At the time, you're both completely fine.
As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shamspear then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. Suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim, then. Mr. Shamspear.
That rotten Shamspear. What have I ever done to him?
I mean, it sounds like you judo flipped him at least. You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently?
I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. I don't recall anything at all.
Right.
What I don't understand is why he wouldn't let me know sooner. But you know what, Mr. Natsume?
That was a free way to get gas.
About the soap, of course. What else?
Excuse me?
Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend? Of course I am! If I had money, I would have chosen to live in a cursed existence in such as accursed lodgings.
Oh yes, you said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you?
Exactly! Especially the room that I rent. The spirit of the capital offender who lives there still haunts the place, and it's trying to kill me.
Capital offender.
Might I ask, locum student Nardo Esquire? It's like, I feel like it's getting longer.
Every time. It's
the
the
next
same, but it
time you
feels
visit
longer.
me, you bring scores of super soft soaps.
I feel like this trick is not going to work a second time now that they know about it.
Shut up.
Know anything about this? Mr. Natsume. It's nothing much, but...
What the Sigma? Ah, it's been too long since I've been offered a present that delightfully humble... Offered a present with that delightfully humble etiquette...
What?
etiquette from London? You're too kind. I accept it gladly.
Sorry, but that's evidence. I need that. Alright, Teacups, got anything to say about that? Nope, apparently not. I feel like you're probably not going to have anything to say about any of this. I don't know, the gas meter? Nope.
Err.
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 Well, okay, I guess we're done with you. Bye. Let's check out the crime scene. Shocked that we're let back in here. 22nd February, Mr. Natsume's lodgings, ground floor. Huh? No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
I mean, this is where
Oh,
he
did it say
lives, but
Natsume?
yeah, it did. That's why I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, I thought you were forgetting about the ground floor thing again.
No, I'm like, what? No, he lives in this building. He doesn't live in this room. Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson.
What are you doing here?
Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually.
The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware. Yeah, I know the score.
Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it with the tea in it?
Yeah, we found it all right. There's a small amount of tea in it, as you said.
I knew it.
It's with it over there for gate protection in the yard now. Then look into it.
I'm all
Results should be available later today. Hi, Malagai. You missed Soseki saying, I am a cat.
He just said it directly.
He just said it. He looked right at the camera and he said, I am a cat. That's wonderful news. Thank you. Impressive performance in court this morning.
Sorry?
Oh, forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here. He's tsundere.
I love that he's just chilling here.
Better not touch anything.
I don't see anything new in the room, so I guess we're probably just gonna have to talk to him, because, yeah, we've clicked on all this stuff. Oh, they put the cups back on the table. And the soap.
Yeah. So it turns out that Mr. Shamspeare wasn't eating the soap at all.
That's right. The mystery of why he had it on a plate whilst holding a fork in his hand is solved. Did Renosuke
also look at the camera and say, I am an ace attorney. He did.
Yeah.
How did you know? That's actually crazy.
And then he aced all over that guy.
I love it when I get to ace my attorney, you know? Who up acing the attorney right now? Yes, to prize his latest ice coin out of its mold.
What a Britishly spelled sentence.
I know, right? Sucks. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two.
Certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce. Cup. Cup. Ah, the ill-fated teacups from which the two men drank on the ill-fated night.
During their heated literary debates, yes.
Who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? It sounds like it was quite a discussion.
Now I think of it, I'm sure that the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison. Well, one used poison.
One poison.
The other used a knife.
Yeah. That's fiction, Miss Usato. Let's hope it stays that way.
I think you skipped one of my lines.
Did I?
Or maybe not.
No, she was just
No,
like,
it was
dot,
just
dot, dot,
dots. It was dots, I say.
Not really anything else around. I mean, I'm just gonna have to talk to Gregson, I think, but I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything obvious. Nope, I think this is a talk to Gregson situation.
Are you looking for new clues, Inspector? Oh, Lord Van seeks orders here. Don't come back till you got something for me, he says. Oh dear, poor you.
What if there are no clues?
Yeah, poor me. Because we've already searched every blade nook and cranny in this place. I don't know what he expects, to be honest. Thank goodness for warm chips is all I can say.
Oh, at least he's honest. Oh, that was all he had? Okay. Although, oh, I guess we haven't looked at the gas meter now. If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh.
That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change.
London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful, too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Susato-san and I are going to make it to spring.
No. It's unlikely. That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove.
Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there.
Yes, and all the water dripping out after the ice coins melted, as you established in court this morning.
It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it?
Mr. Shamsphere must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose.
It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. Nothing else in here? Oh, the window. We can look at it again. The sun never shines in this room thanks to that depressing bricked-up window. Every time.
Funny every time. Oh no, she's gonna tell us about the window tax.
Oh no!
Yeah,
She can't help
with
herself.
enough determination, you could always remove the bricks to set up some soap outside, can't you?
That sounds like a very wise life lesson, Miss Susato.
Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruto.
Maybe I do. Alright, there doesn't seem to be anything else in here unless we can talk to the... Nope, can't, so... Do you have anything to say about all this, Mr. Garridub? 22nd February, Mr. and Mrs. Garridub's room.
Mr. Garridub appears to be out.
I guess not, then. Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. Nothing new on this side of the room, right? Nah, it's all the same shit. Alright. Well, not there, then. Been to prison, been to Garridub's Briar Road. Is there anybody hanging out outside? 22nd February. It's been 1 week since you watched the stream. Thanks for the stream streak, Malroy. Unfortunate that it got reset again. There's nobody here. There's nobody and nothing here.
Well, as a snowman.
And we've already...
I think for rich people, they just keep giving them a bill at the end of the month. Yeah. I don't think Ryunosuke or Susato really know how being rich works.
Oh, well, I guess we'll go to the hospital.
They're always like, oh, I see. The rich people must have to deal with this too. It's like, no.
No.
No. They do not.
22nd of February, Bart's Hospital.
22
recovering
February.
ward. Recovery ward.
What do you suppose is happening? It sounds like some sort of disturbance.
Yes, I hear angry voices. Oh no. Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily thou'rt mistaken.
Mistaken? Oh wait,
Little German boy.
There's a German boy mistaken my foot. You were looking at my painting.
The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed the poison that mustached villain gave me. Forgive me, lady.
I wish that you died from that poison.
God of mercy, ample lady, but thou seest I have vigor still. Behold my Shamsphere dance.
I hate this man, Steven. I really...
Just punch him straight in the balls.
I really need to throw him out. I need to defenestrate him.
Just fucking DJ Jazzy Jeff him.
I mean, you should definitely use this for the thumbnail. But also, with Susato's face, it's perfect.
For sure.
This looks rather ominous, doesn't it?
I was hoping you wouldn't notice me.
Oh, no.
Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence
Don't do that
riseth
little
the sun.
dip at me.
How now?
Fucking freak. God, I hate this man.
What are you doing here, Mr. Shamsphere?
What are you doing in general?
Mary, I do believe I am returned unto another ward.
He was looking. That is what he was doing. Looking at my terrible work.
Eastern fellow, so darkly clad. What? Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks.
But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? Eh? Anon, exunt! Mr. Shakespeare might technically be the victim in this case, but there's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down. Ooh, you got a key around
I'm
your
so
neck?
sorry.
What's that key for?
It's for Nanya.
Oh.
I'm such an awful person.
Ah, Miss Green, is everything alright?
Oh, yeah, I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now.
Oh, I see.
My sword just vaguely rotated. We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it.
So we're gonna peek at that painting, right? I mean... oh, never mind. Not possible, apparently. Alright, well... Hey, what's up? So are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green?
I am, thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me.
Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it?
As far as I was concerned, I was just walking down the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed conscious for days.
Yeah, she did just go through a sort of Looney Tunes event, I think.
Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already. What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no. Ach nein. I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I look back on this fondly.
Really?
Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. I don't think there was anything new in here, was there? Maybe if Shamspeare was in this room, there's papers about him now? Nah. Nah, we read that. Nothing. Saw this stuff. Cabinets. There are lots of bottles in that cabinet, aren't there? You think it's safe to keep them like that?
Hee. If you were a patient here, I feel sure that we've already read this one. But
that is a worry, but at least the cabinet is locked, even if it's only a flimsy-looking one. Apparently we haven't. We read the right side one.
We not?
Apparently
I could have sworn
not.
this was the same dialogue.
Maybe it is.
I guess.
But why would it be two different cabinets then?
It must be different. Maybe I'm misremembering. Oh, I've no doubt you managed to unlock that somehow while you were half asleep as well.
There are limits even to what I can do when I'm half asleep, you know, Mrs. Sato. Yeah, the rats with... yeah, no, nothing else here, apparently. We shall move on. Is Mr. Garrett at home? No. Okay. I mean, we haven't gone to Sholmes' suite, but I was sort of avoiding it because I didn't think anything important would happen in here. 22nd February. Sholmes' suite. Oh, Bruno and Susie, hooray, you're back!
Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see.
I am, and you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie.
Oh, you flatter me.
Well, you couldn't have come at a better time. I've just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups. Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what is that foul smell? Aha!
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Wanderers return at last. What on earth of the pair
I
of
just
you been?
smoked so much weed!
We've been in courts? Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case. That was today, was it?
I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm sure you think you did. Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell
Anyways,
me.
it's out of my gourd.
So tell me, how
Are
did the trial
you
go?
real? Are you ghosts?
Reasonably well so far. We've managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least. Really? I would have liked to see it. You could have come. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Lord Van Zeek's an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes? Naturally. There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Narhado. Not quite what I asked, but still.
Mr. Sholmes, whatever is that odor?
Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, it's the smell of gum. Ah, indeed, that's the scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science.
I have finally produced the stankiest weed.
Weed 2, I call it.
I didn't call it a weed. It's just like oregano. He's just, he doesn't even get you high. It just kills you. Oh dear.
All right, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Converse. What you do? You know, let's talk about something else first. Lord Barak von Zeeks. Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey. I took a complete guess at that word. Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts, sooner or later the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or quite out of the blue being set upon by a highwayman. What? There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow. It all seems a little far-fetched, really.
Like the Pokemon.
Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit, for the time being at least. That's not overly reassuring.
The rumors are true, though. The obvious conclusion would surely mean that those who are acquitted are, well, by Lord Zeke's own hand.
As it happens, Mr. Sotter, that is quite impossible.
Oh? Why?
Naturally, the man very quickly came in under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi. Really?
Literally, he was cooking every time.
Every time. So
You
his
can't
reign
kill
continued.
someone while you're cooking.
But 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is, until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhado. Yeah, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection. And really did end bitterly indeed. And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again. Poor Runo, I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky or incredibly unlikable. Wow, savage. I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. Gasp! Racism? In London? Foul smell. So, what is that indescribably foul smell? Ah, well, most probably this, I would say. What is that? My dear fellow, it is of course my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea has a genuine is genuine at the drop of some tea. What?
Oh my.
There
You
are
put
so
the
many
tea
different...
in. It's the tea indicator. It indicates if it's tea.
There's so many different kinds of tea. How would that...
Well, no, tea is one plant.
Oh,
Anything that is not, yes.
Ah.
Anything other than that is an herbal tea, which it means it has no tea in it. Like hibiscus tea, quote unquote, is not tea really because there's no tea in it.
Oh.
Tea is a plant. Tea comes from a plant. Green tea, black tea, red tea, black and red tea are the same thing. They're all from the tea plant.
Ah. I was unaware.
I'm a tea guy. Bit of a tea head.
There are some...
Not that much of a tea guy.
I just forgot to do the voice. There are some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but is in fact merely dyed leaves of drab flavor. Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior. So, when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris? At the ready, Hurley. Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens?
Sherlock does coke, not weed. I think you'll find he does both. I assume he's on every drug.
Whichever he can get.
Just not
whatever comes across his field of vision goes straight down the pipe. You know?
There's no way a man that does this much cocaine cannot... Like, he's definitely got to balance it out with some depressants once in a while, you know what I'm saying?
It's turned completely black.
What a foul odor it's giving off.
Indeed. The blacker the tea becomes, and the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. Why would that be the way it works? It would appear that this cup was a particularly fine Darjeeling. That's very ingenious, but what do you do with that black liquid now? Why, dispose of it, naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you?
There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes.
Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam. Right. The point is, we are entering a new era of science, in the world of criminal investigation also.
Yes, forensic science. CSI Miami. Oh, these are such exciting times.
I regularly engage this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Sherlock Holmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. This little tea indicant was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Forensic science? I suppose I should find out more about that. I find it very funny that it makes good tea bad.
Well, I mean, realistically, you would test a sample of the tea.
Not the whole.
I don't know, like that. I don't know why they're acting like you would fucking make. And even if you tested one cup, like, I'm assuming you're not buying a single cup's worth of tea.
No, probably not. That's a fair point.
Like, you're probably buying leaves. So you test some of the leaves.
With Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese, as well as Miss Susato and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Zeek seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese.
It's so funny that they won't say fucking
Racism.
bias
Racism,
or racist.
bias. Indeed,
Something
it is an
like that.
interesting observation.
It's crazy how he just doesn't like any of you. What could it mean?
If only we had a word for that.
Science has not come up with a word for when you hate people of a certain race. Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes? I hope it ends up being something really dumb.
It was about 10 years ago that Barak von Zeeks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan.
No.
What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair.
Oh, but...
The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course, I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe. Well, that's a cop-out. So, your T-test, is that an example of forensic science? Indeed it is! An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is of higher or inferior quality. Not a huge number of cases, then. Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really, we are dragging our heels there. I hadn't even heard of them until recently. Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course.
Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes?
There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. Damn. No, what I am researching is skin prints. Huh? Skin prints?
What?
A nomenclature of my own design, as is this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals...
kills you instantly.
It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person is under investigation.
What?
Huh? How does that work?
It does what now? Explain that again, but slower.
I understand how the tea thing works in theory. I don't know about this one. I thought it was going to say it reveals anything that is touched by skin. And I'm like, what?
It's simple. You drink this liquid and then you can see people's skin.
Genius.
Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes.
As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black. I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed. What does he mean by that? Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues. That's the spirit, Bruno. See you later. Yes, until later. No, Mr. Sholmes, we were thinking you'd come with us. You were? Yes, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said you'd witness your forensic talents in action. Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. But you should go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later. In all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might. Your commitment astounds me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We'll eagerly await your arrival.
Don't encourage him. Bye-bye, Bruno. Bye, Susie. They both just left. They're not here anymore. Well, bye, they say, leaving the room, I guess. Alright, maybe now that we talk to them, they'll have more to do? Nope. Interesting. I don't actually know where to go. I'm just gonna click on places until something new happens. Yeah, because we've been everywhere at this point.
I've been everywhere, man.
We haven't gotten any new evidence to present to people either, so, like... Garrett's not here. There was nobody outside. There was no one in the room. This might be a Google situation.
Do we go back into the room? Like into Mr. Shamspeare's room?
Yeah. I didn't see anything new. Oh, wait a minute. Was he there?
Yeah.
Was he there the last time I was in here?
He was not.
Okay. If I missed him, I would feel very stupid. Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there?
You just had to get him to stop doing drugs for... Well, no, who am I kidding? He definitely still doing drugs, but...
I mean...
You had to remind him. You had to re-ground him briefly.
You're a detective in London. What a question indeed! Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene?
I don't understand that reference, Mola guy.
Explain
it.
It's from Apollo Justice. Actually,
I see.
No, she was in the very end of Ace Attorney 1 in that final case. She was the girl that was following us around because Maya wasn't there. Gave us fingerprint dust and stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She's like important later.
Yeah, she basically is the gumshoe of Apollo Justice. She is the only cop you talk to.
I see.
Possibly the only one who exists. Impossible to say.
Impossible. It's truly impossible to say. Oi, what are you doing here, Sholmes?
What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems.
Is now the time, Mr. Sholmes. Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action, as you promised?
With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam.
Check out my science! Fucking...
What's all this? All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Narhado. Herlock sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample from Mr. Shamspeare's cup. Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. He lived in this room. Sholmes, he lived here. Here, try them on.
He invented luminol. That's incredible.
Yeah, now spray the chemical indicator about and all will be revealed. Spray? How do I do that exactly? A little press of A on the area of interest in dissolve is required, like this. Ah, what is that stuff? It's like fog. A suspension of the chemical indicator on a pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another invention I discovered incidentally while I was developing this idea. As you do. Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Well, there's nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. I can't believe Gregson is just cool with this.
Hey, Gregson's over there like, oh.
Son of a bitch. Oh yeah, all over that. Hung up his laundry.
Whoa, it's like we're working in a hotel.
Teapot. Oh. He was touching both cups. Ah, he touched this box. I wish I could spray Gregson. Whoa. Whoa. Look, there are dozens of handprints here. So there are a great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact.
Why was he bracing himself against this wall? What kind of wrestling were they doing?
Who was taking him from behind sloppy style?
It was definitely Soseki. They definitely fucked as they were dressed as Romeo and Juliet.
No, had to.
They there's no universe in which they didn't do that. Brr. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh no.
Give me a second. I need a
Josh
sip of
dying.
Baja Blast. That's not even a joke. I bought Baja Blast cans. I don't know why.
Nice.
I've lost control of my life.
I brought Sprite in bottles because they were out of cans completely. There were just no cans.
Brr. It sends a chill that way. It sends a chill down my spine.
Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired this picture?
Yeah. Well, I was getting his
Unlikely,
back blown out, dude.
I would say it's a rather dull scene after all.
And without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel.
Oh, very true, Mrs. Sato. It's a bit of mystery, then. Right, I'm assuming they will... When we have found all there is to find, the game will be like, aha.
I assumed that is there not like a back out button?
There might be. Oh. Oh, look at all this here. Oh, yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints. Under the floorboard.
Why are there so hiding under the floorboard? And you know it was a hate fuck. Yeah, it was nasty. It was gross. Good for them. Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot?
Ooh, perhaps he had a bad fall just here.
There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over, though, is there?
I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over.
I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor. Yes, there's no obvious explanation. Okay, yeah, we found the two things. So there's clearly a movable floorboard and some sort of a secret behind that painting. Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicator all over this room, didn't we?
We did. There are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say.
The handprints on the floor there, and on the wall by the picture, you mean?
Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be a moment.
You can't just rip up the floor in a crime scene, Susato.
I'm ripping up the floor in a crime scene.
What is it, Miss Susato?
It's full of bones.
It's full of bees.
Dozens of them. Look here, Mr. Naruto. One of the floorboards has popped out.
One of the... you mean... it's a secret hiding place? Excellent work, Miss Susato. So, what do we have in here?
Oi! What are you lot doing?
Inspector Gregson.
That is all right this minute. It's my Hold on, wait. I have some dessert next to me. I can get into character here.
No need, Inspector. You continue to dig into your portion of chips while we dig around under the floor here.
It's
Wow, a secret hiding place under the floor. What a find.
Hold on, give me a second. Clearing my mouth. It's not a hiding place that you can make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw tatami mat.
No, I know, but I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. It's got me wondering about the wall over there, too. Aren't you curious?
Yeah, she is. Oh! I'll investigate at once! There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall.
Aww.
What was the lamp, right? Maybe?
How disappointing. But then, how do you explain the handprints?
Really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that.
Click. There you are, a print for you. The photograph of the handprints on the wall has been entered into the court record.
Wait, how'd you, but wait, you can only see him through the goggles.
He just put the goggle under the, over the lens. Genius. Oh, thank you very much. Now then, I wonder if Inspector Gregson has found anything under the floor there. I'm desperate to know.
I forgot about that animation he does.
Ugh.
The fucking Timmy's dad. If I had one. So am I.
Hi, Gregson. You, find anything over there, buddy? Mr. Gregson? I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath that floorboard there. Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted. I think he hates you.
You just hear a single gunshot, and Sholmes comes
Inspector
back.
Gregson,
I have bad
really,
news.
it's been too long.
What is it, Sholmes?
I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends.
We're not friends.
No, I suppose not. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. I killed to know what was under that floorboard. Why don't you ask? In theory, you, the lawyer, have the right to know.
Right then, fair's fair.
What?
You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fear you.
Really, Inspector? Thank you. Do it quickly, my dear fellow. There's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather.
Boy, stop making me out as some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know?
Do I have to pick one? Oh, okay, we're just doing them.
Looks like it was a cut out of the newspaper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester.
How terrible.
Made the headlines down here in London as well. Rogue had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first. Oh my goodness. He committed a capital offense? Man by the name of Selden. Masterpiece of work into burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000.
That's not even that much. A hoard of treasure, you mean?
Well, this was like over 100 years ago, so
Yeah.
inflation.
It could be a lot. That's fair.
Hold on, we can figure this out quickly. To whatever that big bank in England is.
We just go
Pounds inflation calculator. Bank of England, that's the one. You know, I could have guessed that, I think.
Makes sense.
Okay, hold on. I have to accept their cookie policy. Yeah, whatever. So it was £1,000. And we're gonna say this is, let's just say 1900, right? That's fair.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in the late 1800s, early
there.
19. I'll put it at exactly 1900. It's £100,000.
Damn. Okay, yeah, that's
In
quite a bit,
today's money.
actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was over 100 years ago, Stephen. I mean, $1,000 was a lot. This is the time period where you could be like, I'll have that entire meal, and they're like, that's a nickel.
It's true, that's true.
You read the log, but he hid it somewhere. In the One Piece, he hid it somewhere, and no one knows where. Now he's dead.
And he
The One
said, if you
Piece is
want
real.
my treasure, you can have it. Old Roger, they called him.
Papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell, or some such headline.
Does it not strike you, though? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor?
I suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork we got on Selden back at the yard and see if I can't turn anything up.
The capital offender article has been entered in the court record. Can I get a better look at that picture? Or is it not real? The picture is not real. Manchester's Strangeways Prison has announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural cause in the early hours of this morning. He's been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. Photographic print.
There's a photograph. Oh my god, it's Mr. Garrideb.
Yeah, and I think that artist guy from the sad little German boys paint picture.
Oh yeah! This is a photograph off band. Looks reasonably recent to me.
Yeah, that's definitely him. Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here.
Legit. Wait,
Nope.
you got my wires crossed. Susato, your voice. What's happened to you? You've spent too long in Britland.
I smoked 30 cigarettes in the past 2 minutes. 500 cigarettes.
The gentleman. Hey, you've seen that, huh? I think that became like a meme outside of the Orville fandom.
It did. It has.
Excellent. Good. More people need to know about Orville memes. It's a good series. If you like Star Trek, you should watch the Orville. Your brain's gonna be like, but it's Seth MacFarlane. I'm gonna tell you, it's fine.
It's fine.
Actually, it's fine. It's good. It's a good show. It's a good show.
It's my favorite thing he's ever done.
Oh yeah, easily. It's also like probably one of the best Star Trek, but not Star Trek things ever. It's probably better than some of the bad series, even. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garrett, the landlord, of course.
But who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garrett's son, perhaps?
Is that the murderer? Because remember, there was a murderer that lived in Natsume's room, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. What the fuck?
What the hell was that?
I don't know. Okay, it was Swissy. Got it. I thought it sounded like Swissy, but I was really confused. What the fuck?
I'm really baffled there.
I'm like, that didn't
I see
sound
that
like
bitch.
Josh.
No, it's because it wasn't me. I've been here the whole time.
It's not him.
This is not him. Let's see. Perhaps you can take the print of your log.
Wait, why? Huh? Really? Are you sure? Feels like you'd need that. We can presume, therefore, that the Yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is. Ah, is that true? No, maybe. Perchance.
Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes.
My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work.
All more reason I'm not telling you.
A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. The hidden photograph has been entered into the court record. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamspeare himself isn't in it. Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Garrett was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it. We take a closer look at that. Is there a back side of this picture? No? Okay. But maybe it just has the name on the back. That would make it easy. Tin box.
This tin box looks interesting, doesn't it?
Cabra? Maybe? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised.
Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look.
He's like, yeah, no shit. What do you think the first thing I fucking did was?
It's completely empty.
What? Shamspeare! Give us a clue, man!
You didn't have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Narhado. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box.
Yes, thin air. It's empty, rather like how I feel inside. Is there nothing more to this box, then? I wonder. There's gotta be something, right? Yow. Oh, Mr. Natsume's cat. Welcome, hi.
Hi, cat. Oh, look. It's that lovely little kitty cat. What was its name?
It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wagahai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. Wonder how he got in here, clever cat.
Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wakahai, here's something delicious I brought for you from the cat's meat man.
The what?
The what?
Oh, he's got a little bow
who now?
tie. Meow. Aw.
Munch, munch, munch.
They gave him little ear wiggle physics. Incredible.
Hee hee. He couldn't look any happier now.
I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner, too. What are you doing here, little guy?
They must be connected. The
Yeah.
apartments.
Oh, yeah. It's probably just a hole. Meow. That was a cheeky little meow, Wagahai.
Oh, but he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever.
I think he may not appreciate that after a while, and we have an investigation to get back to. How the fuck was he in here? Are we not gonna mention that? They just put the cat in here to be like, hey, remember there's a cat. Seems like something relevant would be happening about that, doesn't it? Alright, I think she was here last time we were here, right? I'm just real quick. I'm like 90% sure this painting was that guy. Look, there's a photograph in the printer. Yeah, no, that's definitely him.
Here's him.
Alright, can I present things to you? No, because I don't have actually a talk with you. Yeah, same thing. Oh, if it's not here, maybe it's Mr. Garrett. I mean, that's the more obvious one. He's in the picture, isn't it? The Garrett's room. Are you back yet? Not. Prison? Present. You know anything about this? No, I didn't think so. What about this one? Ah! We got a hit.
What's this?
It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shakespeare's room.
Ah, so he knew, did he?
Sorry?
About this man, Selden. A convicted killer, the evil spirit behind the curse that affects my lodgings.
Huh?
He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another. A miserable mustached, much aligned Japanese man.
Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. Capital offender, Selden.
The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. And Selden man was arrested about a year ago. At the time, he was hiding out in his lodgings at Mr. Garadeb's house.
What? He lived where you do now?
That's right, yes. Exactly where I live now. In my very room. Oh my, your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense? But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. That's when it started. The curse. What really is this curse that you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume? It had already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison.
So like 2 weeks before you moved in? What do you mean?
A man died in the room. The man who rented it after Theldon, in fact. A poor lodger. He was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside.
Locked
It was an
from the
orangutan.
inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So that's the convict's curse, is it?
Yes, well, that was the start of it.
Again, this must have happened like immediately before he moved in, like within the last week or two. Like... Stretching.
Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume? The official cause of death was asphyxia. Like how you die of gas?
You know, with gas.
When they discovered
Yeah, okay, yeah, yes, exactly.
when they discovered his body, the room was full of gas.
Gas.
I found out after I'd signed the lease.
That feels like the sort of thing they have to disclose ahead of time.
When Mr. Garadeb came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself from trembling.
By the way, you know that room you're in, right? Found it full of gas with a dead guy in there a couple weeks ago. Oops.
Very strange, really. What?
Well, too bad you can't get out of your contract. Tally ho.
In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to feed the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal.
Lucky for Mr. Garrett, maybe. But not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. I just liked how the bar was completely covering his face when it faded back. And now you believe this curse is affecting you.
Yes, it is. At first, I just felt as though I was being watched all the time.
And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you?
Yeah, the dead were trying to take me with them. They could come for me and try to suffocate me. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is as cold as ice, willing to sacrifice. Why is your room so cold? London winters are too cold to bear without any heating on overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas.
That seems bad.
It is.
But that's terrible. That seems like the sort of thing you should mention to your landlord, maybe.
I did. He kicked me in the balls.
It's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. And then there's what happened to Mr. Shamspeare last night, when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident that can be explained by a curse, though.
Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garrett's rooms?
Perhaps we should go speak to the man. You probably don't have anything to say about this photo, I'm assuming. No. Okay. Oh no, it was this photo was the only other one we didn't check. Yep. Nothing. Alright, worth a shot. Seems like we should go talk to Mr. Garrett. I hope he's home. Hey, old man, I've come to bully you. 22nd February, Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's room. I've come to push you down some stairs. Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garrett.
You try. Ready? Get ready to take my cane up your wazoo. What my business it is for me, you know. Getting out and about.
Were you at the Old Bailey by any chance?
Naturally, paid my lodging, hanging in the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss.
The fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yes.
Caused the races, caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings or some such.
Ah, well, at least he knows.
Makes you wonder what the blazes is going on. Don't you know?
It sure does.
Hey, Sholmes.
I didn't know he was here.
He wasn't. He appeared in this frame. It just cut away from Mr. Garrett and he was here. Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's trial just 2 days ago. You were at the Old Bailey as well then, weren't you? Then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened.
Stop off at the prison on the way home and back. Beastly business.
I see. Whoa, that cup just disappeared.
So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, eh?
And what do you have to talking about? Your lodgings, your lodgers. Well, then we'll just start with the talking.
You're dodging your Dodgers.
Some fishy fellow from the Far East. And a pale actor, type of questionable character, eh? Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet of rum fellows of late. Thanks to that valley curse.
A convict's curse, you mean?
Bah. Heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here. Then his next chap in the room goes and keels over. That was that woman who dropped dead just outside on the street. Not to mention the actor yesterday.
She's alive.
It's my next day. Well, can't help but get the collie wobbles, can you?
There's something about this expression that's really getting me.
It looks like he just like saw the last Oreo fall off the plate onto the floor,
He's just
like into a puddle.
uh.
It's like his soul is seeping out of him. Well, you said the woman who dropped dead outside on the street. Do you mean Miss Green?
Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shamspear, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still.
Well, so is that blasted convict's curse, it seems.
Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like the lap of luxury. Ah. Real Matt on guard followed me. Oh no. That dude's a vampire or something.
What?
Matt on guard was the guy from the last case of Ace Attorney 2.
Oh.
Thank you for the follow. I'm not so sure about that.
Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either.
But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamp up here?
Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things, in case there are any mishaps or such like.
I think you've had your mishap already, sir. That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes. Heaven forgive me. The words just came to my lips. No hashtag no
Come into
filter.
his lips. Your lodgers.
Your lodgers.
Your lodgers.
This is the same, huh?
From the Far East.
There's no need for that, Mr. Garrett.
That's right. Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy.
Hmm.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I would say in no way.
He is undeniably peculiar, however. Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Yes, very same day, in fact. Oh wow, literally. I was joking.
Well, that's right. My FC estate agent finds someone, he popped up on the very same day. Never came across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were.
I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. Oof.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, me too. I get it.
I managed to just swallow weird, and now I'm dying.
Yeah, isn't
Such
it
is
fun
life.
how the human body just does that? Sometimes
Yeah.
you breathe wrong. You have
Yep.
no control over that. You'd think after 28 years you'd be pretty good at breathing.
So how long has Mr. Shamspeare been lodging under your roof?
Well, Dr. Chap. Well, let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it.
Oh, he moved in at this right after the prisoner died.
He's looking for the treasure.
Yeah, no,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Like almost certainly.
Only 3 months. He's quite new here too, then. And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrett, if I might ask?
I bet he moved in the day after, or something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, was that Selden scoundrel, as it happens?
Selden, the convict, you mean? Do Selden and Shamspeare have some kind of connection, then? Yes, obviously.
Of some sort.
But Dr. Chap, Selden, passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other.
Yes.
Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time.
Well, it was only 3 days later the tragedian showed his face. The active fellow.
Really?
Yes, I remember it quite distinctly.
'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamspeare, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor offered erewhile for rent.
Terribly sorry, whatnot, but that won't be possible. Only have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor is vacant though.
Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee.
Those guys must be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor is taken. It's ground floor or nothing.
Very well, we have an accord.
Glad to hear. Welcome to Briar Road.
Lo, a Shamspeare dance to celebrate.
Wanted to push him into the fireplace right then and there.
If I still had my guns loaded. Well, what I heard in court today, some the chap was thieving gas.
Damn, I only donate gas.
What?
You know what I'm. You know what I'm.
No,
It's,
your joke was pretty good. I got it. I read
Thanks.
the next sentence and excuse me.
And it was 3 months in arrears on the rent too. Yes, the fellow was a bally player, all right.
He didn't pay rent the entire time he was here?
Correct.
Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrideb. We are most grateful. By way of appreciation, allow me to say one or two words. Give me my robe, put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me. What's happened to you? Shakespeare, my dear fellow, one of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know.
Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines then. Alright, let's hey, what's this picture of you and this guy?
Look at this photograph.
This photographic print. Mr. Garrideb, could I ask you to look at this photograph? Is that your son?
Does this make you laugh?
Does this make you laugh by any chance? Is that your son who's with you there?
No, not at all. He was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name.
Duncan Ross.
Duncan Ross.
Duncan
Duncan.
Ross.
Duncan.
Duncan
Drunken Ross.
Ross, I don't know.
Ross.
It'll make itself
Duncan
apparent.
Ross. Yeah. The street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot just for kicks, really.
Was he by any chance the lodger before, Mr. Natsume?
Yes, that's right.
Dunkin' Donuts, yes, that's right. He's named after Dunkin' Donuts. It all
the
makes
old
sense
gentleman
now.
who died in the room in mysterious circumstances.
Say Jide?
Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say.
Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before that Japanese chap.
Would you mind telling us a little more about him?
Wait, Natsume's room is the middle one?
Don't. It's really not the way this house is laid out is not at all clear to me. I've
It's
given
been the
up.
middle floor this whole time? I thought someone was peering into his room. Maybe that was like a mistyping that one time, and they meant to say looking into Mr. Shamspear's room.
Could be because like I know, like my thought with the being watched all the time is that fucking Shamspear is like looking at him through a hole in the wall or something, and that cat came
Yeah.
from fucking somewhere.
Sure did.
There's Duncan Ross. Chap was attending art school.
Ah, he's a character
How
from the
do-
Sherlock Holmes books, Duncan Ross. That's why. It's like I think Garrideb is technically also like anything that's not a pun is just a character from Sherlock Holmes. I think.
I do work to pay for it, mind. Over the middle floor about a year ago. That criminal, Sheldon, was arrested. Young students who was on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them.
History of cheap rent, maybe. Yes.
Yes, well, anyway.
Like the frown, like.
There was one morning, about a month ago, but now, hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers were up to at the time. So sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. But no gas had alerted me it was.
Ah, yes, synonymous with the smell of death.
Called the police straight away.
You're my favorite Shakespeare character, Soseki Natsume.
Well, you know.
All guys being a smartass, Steven. Ban him.
Bad.
Get him.
Bad.
Send him to the fucking Shadow Realm.
Called the police straight away, of course. Officer kicked the door off the hinges. As we got inside, we all badly collapsed.
Because of the gas.
Yes, room was full of it. No air at all.
Feels like you should like remove at least one brick from the windows if this is the thing that keeps happening. You know.
So was gone up when the poor chap was sleeping in his bed.
Then Mr. Ross suffocated to death.
Of course, the police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipes are so old and all that. Hey, dang, how much it sent me back to have the lot replaced all over the house?
But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. That the stove goes out at night whilst he's asleep in bed.
Well, it's about a curse, the conflict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now.
Hi, Zyber.
Hi, Zyber. Well, I've fixed all the pipes, so if it's still happening, it's out of my hands. No one could ever think that the stove had the thing. There actually is a book about Sherlock Holmes and Suzuki Natsume having an adventure in the Crystal Tower in London. Huh. I didn't know that. Little weird to just use a real guy. Well, I guess it probably came out way later, but yeah. Strange. The Crystal Tower. It wasn't written by Arthur Conan Doyle. Ah, I see. That's why they're allowed to use it in this game. The Doyle estate couldn't get him because he didn't write that one. Someone's feeling defensive.
Bob, that reminds me, actually.
Yes?
About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap perished. We write a letter of affection to a young lady.
A love letter, you mean?
Yes, where did I put it now?
Why do you have it?
I stole it. Here it is, left it on my desk.
If you'll excuse me. Let me see now. What does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
This screen. Do you
this green,
think we should be
obviously.
reading such a personal piece of correspondence?
My dear Mr. Sato, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me.
I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes. No.
We didn't address it, though. So I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really.
I see. That's going to play on my mind.
But really, the sweetheart has
God.
no bearing on the case. The case? The
The
case.
case.
The piece, the base. I think we should leave well enough alone.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing, however. There is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Mr. Sholmes, please. I've already had to chastise you about this once.
My undying love to you, my colorful darling, Olive Green.
Ah!
Olive Green? The woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside this house 5 days ago.
The little German boy.
That little German boy. The victim of the last case Soseki-san was in court for, who regained consciousness only yesterday. Is it just chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence?
Mr. Naruto, whatever can this mean?
Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Miss Susato. Now, if you'd kindly get the fuck out of my room. I mean, she's not gonna still be here, probably, right? 22nd February, St. Bartholomew's Hospital, Recovery Ward.
Mr. Naruto, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last.
This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves.
Oh.
What is it? Miss Green! Are you
But
drinking?
I'm just drinking so little poison.
What was that? She
Oh,
clearly
my
just hit
tummy.
something behind her back.
Just a little taste. Just a little sip. One moment. I'll be with you at your feet.
You put it on the shelf, or on the table. No, if you think I'm not gonna fucking look at that, you're crazy, lady.
Oh. Hello, everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor said I can be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together.
Miss Green, what were you just doing?
Oh, nothing really. I was just about to take some medicines the doctor prescribed for me, that's all.
Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's all right.
I don't really have anything else to tell you.
All right, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can't coax something out of her. Well, before I do that, actually, I'm just going to be extremely rude and look at the things. This is the card that Miss Green was looking at so intently before, isn't it?
Mr. Naruhodo, we shouldn't be peeking at a young woman's private effects.
Right, I should save peeking for gentlemen's effects only.
You mustn't do that either.
Stop reading my thoughts. Literally. And maybe you, Mr. Sato, shouldn't be peeking into a young man's mind either, hmm? A little gets me.
What do you think about that?
This is the bottle Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived.
Yes. She looked rather preoccupied, didn't she?
Perhaps it's very bitter. I can't stand bitter medicine.
I suppose that could be it.
In fact, whenever a doctor prescribes me medicine for a number of days, I always take it all at once. You're not supposed to do that.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Holy shit! That's the most distressing thing he's ever said. Take this twice a day for 14 days.
Got it.
Glug, glug, glug.
Got it. Allow me to just drink 28 doses right now. I understand.
I understand. Don't worry, Doc. I got you, fam. Dies.
Jesus. That one caught me off guard.
Oh no.
Well, if you have to take something you don't like, it's best to get it all out of the way in one go, isn't it?
Oh dear. I thought it was Miss Green I should be worrying about at the moment.
Down in one for having examined Miss Green's bottle before it falls from the table. Oh, I guess it's gonna fall from the table. Thanks, achievement.
I assume the mouse is gonna drink it and then die.
Oh, yeah, probably. Oh, that's a... Ooh. Damn.
Because why else would that mouse just be... This is a
Just be
Chekov's
here.
mouse scenario. Like, they even animated the damn thing.
Yeah. It's wonderful that you're gonna be discharged, Miss Green.
Oh, yeah. I mean, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway. I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat.
He certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure. Well, that's okay. I've got evidence to throw in your face. Take...
What do you think of this?
We actually
Hey,
not...
obviously depressed woman, what do you think of this, huh?
Photograph? Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Why can't
a mouse just be announced? Because this is the kind... This fucking game series doesn't just have an animated thing hanging out. There's no way. No, ain't no fucking way, dude. I don't believe it. Not for 1 minute. Go on, little mousy. Do your
Oh
job.
no, I'm so sorry. The bottle of medicine fell down when she did.
Go on, mousy. Oh, Miss Green, are you alright? I was yelling at Molo guy. She just fell when we showed her the picture.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you like that.
9-9, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you. It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan. A year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved? Yeah, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually.
Oh no, she's becoming an even sadder little German boy.
That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding.
And that's what led to him to Mr. Garrett's.
Yeah, he told me he found the first, but cheapest room in the entire East End.
Yeah, I guess.
And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened.
Dude, this mouse needs to go drink that medicine.
Needs to.
Get the fuck
That's
over
all
there,
I'm
dude.
waiting for.
I know it, man. I can feel it in my bones. If he doesn't, I'm gonna lose my mind. Why are you giving her a jerk? Because she's a sad little German
Because
boy.
he's a sad little. Look at her.
Look at her. She's a sad little German boy. I don't make the rules, Mullah guy. I just point at things and say what they are.
Maybe if she weren't wearing green, she'd look less like a sad little German boy. But my mind automatically replaces whatever actually she's wearing with fucking lederhosen. So like,
Yeah, if you'd asked me to describe her, I would describe a sad little German boy. That's all I see. I don't care if there's gonna be an actual German
we can do a
character.
worse German accent later.
We could. I just won't be sad. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm not sad at all. There
It's
you go.
me, it's a very
Wow.
happy mom.
It's me. I'm so happy.
Now I'm not going to not be
Fucking-
able to make him sound camp and gay. Like that's just gonna happen. But
It's me, a very gay German man. Do I mean happy? Oder was?
it is impossible to say.
You have no idea.
Oh.
Oh.
Stupid.
We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green.
As if they've been doing this bit in front of her the whole time.
Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose.
Poor Miss Green. She looks so desperately sad.
I was starting to think that's just her look. But now I see that she has every reason to feel the universe is against her. Alright, we cut away. The mouse
There's
is
the
there.
mouse! Yes! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! I fucking knew it! I fucking knew it! I knew that mouse was gonna drink that little Pepto-Bismol. I fucking could tell. Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way. Mr. Nahado, I assume. Whoa.
It's me, Sherlock Holmes. Look at that dead
Spun
mouse.
into frame. Surely you are not
I
about to
fucking
leave.
knew-
That's quite out of the question.
I fucking knew that mouse was gonna fucking die from the pink goo.
What, Mr. Sholmes? I didn't realize you were here. But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching intently from the shadows, as always. Well, make your presence known next time.
Mr. Sholmes, what's this about?
We're gonna have a dance of deduction about this. I assume.
About the rat dying?
I guess. So, this is me. Something which occurs to me with some regularity,
Yeah.
Miss Susato, is this. Why do detectives insist on being an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened? Instead
When
of
we can solve
preventing a
future
case
crimes.
before it happens. That is what sets a great detective apart.
Have you heard of the Minority Report, Susato?
What do you mean?
It had Tom Cruise in it.
There's a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruto. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening. With nothing but careful observation. Alright. Ah. All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look and you cannot fail to see.
You can do it, Mr. Naruto. I know you can.
Alright, that looks like a good point. This is a good spot to save. We'll just have to remember that we're about to do a thing and not just walk out of the room instantly. Alright, so next time we're gonna prevent this woman from drinking poison, which is already on the floor, so unless she's gonna lap it up like a dog, I don't know. I don't know if it's really a
Wow.
problem
I mean-
anymore.
If any character would.
If you were desperate to drink poison, I guess. But yeah, that'll do it for us tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and we'll catch you tomorrow with hopefully Master Detective Archives Raincode. And if not, I get to punch Swissy straight in the balls. Bye.
Well, you might want to check Discord.